Graham Greene is regarded as a major 20th century novelist and was praised by the writer John Irving as the most accomplished living novelist in the English language. Hi everyone, welcome again to my channel. So in this video I'm going to talk about the famous 20th century novelist Graham Greene. So let's proceed. Graham Greene was born in the year 1904 in England and died in the year 1991. He is famously known for his novels, Catholic novels, and thrillers. He was also shortlisted for the Nobel Prize in the year 1966 and 1967. Now let's talk about the major works by Greene. His first work was a book of poetry, The Babbling April, published in the year 1925. Then we have his first novel, The Man Within, published in the year 1929. The title is taken from a sentence in Thomas Browne's Religio Medici, and the sentence is, "There is another man within me, and that's angry with me." The story talks about the protagonist, Francis Andrews, who is a reluctant smuggler. The key themes in the novel are betrayal and relationship between the protagonist, Andrew, and his dead father. Then we have Steamboat Train, published in the year 1932. The book was renamed as Orient Express when it was published in United States. The story of this novel is set on a train journey from Ostend to Istanbul. Then we have England Mad Me, published in the year 1935. This novel was republished with the name called The Shipwrecked in the year 1953. This novel is set in Stockholm and story talks about the protagonist Anthony Ferrand. Theme is based on the close bond between the protagonist Anthony and his twin sister Kat. Then we have his next novel, The Brighton Rock, published in the year 1938. It comes under the genre of murder thriller and set in Brighton in 1930s. Here we have the anti-hero Pinky Brown. Then we have The Confidential Agent, published in the year 1939. It is a thriller novel. It talks about the story of the protagonist, Mr. D. The novel is based on the story of the character Mr. D, who is a former university professor from England, is sent by his government into a civil war on a secret mission to buy coal in England. Then we have his most celebrated work, The Power and the Glory, published in the year 1940. It was also published with the name called The Labyrinthine Ways. The Power and the Glory tells the story of a Roman Catholic whiskey priest living in the Mexican state of Tabasco in the 1930s. This novel got the Hawthornden Prize British Literary Award and was considered as the 100 best English language novels since 1923 by the Time magazine. Then we have The Ministry of Fear, published in the year 1943. The story talks about the protagonist Arthur Rowe and set in London. Then we have The Heart of the Matter, published in the year 1948. The book details the life-changing moral crisis for the protagonist, Henry Scooby, set in Africa during World War II. This novel was considered as the 100 best English language novels by the Modern Library. Then we have The Third Man, published in the year 1949. The story talks about the protagonist Holly Martins and set in Vienna during the World War II. Then we have The End of the Affair, published in the year 1951. The novel is set in London after the World War II. The novel examines the obsessions, jealousy within the relationship between the three central characters, and that are Maurice Bendrix, Sarah Miles, and Henry Miles. Then we have The Quiet American, published in the year 1955. The story talks about the breakdown of French colonialism in Vietnam and early American involvement in the Vietnam War. Here we have the protagonist Thomas Fuller. Then we have Our Man in Havana, published in the year 1958. This novel comes under the genre of black comedy and set in Havana. Next we have The Comedians, published in the year 1966. This novel set in Haiti and talks about the three central characters, Brown, Smith, and Major H.O. Jones. Then we have the last novel by Greene, The Honorary Council, published in the year 1973. It comes under the genre of the thriller novel. Here we have the protagonist Eduardo Plauer. So that is all for this video lecture. If you have any query, then you can post your comments in the comment section below, and if you really like the video, then do subscribe to my channel and keep watching Literary Readers. Thank you.